This is Clayton Skinner. Hi, I'm Clayton Skinner. My name is Clayton Skinner. My name is Clayton Skinner. Welcome back to Beyond the Beat.
Welcome back to Beyond the Beat.
Welcome to Beyond the Beat.
Hello everyone, my name is Clayton Skinner and welcome back to Beyond the Beat. In this episode we're going to be doing quads. Again, only now we're going to be doing them with sextuplets and triplets. Two very different ways of approaching it. And it works. Okay, so first of all, if you're not familiar with quads, I have a video that will explain them. We work using 16th notes and 32nd notes. A little bit easier to follow because you're actually following one metronome. In this one, if you don't understand polyrhythms or you don't understand counter rhythms, you won't get it. Okay, so first thing we're going to be starting off with is sextuplets, and then we're going to be getting into triplets. So let's get started. So we're going to begin with sextuplets. Believe it or not, it's actually easier. What happens is a sextuplet is essentially an eighth note triplet. It is a grouping of 6 notes. So it's what happens when you divide a quarter note by 6, as opposed to dividing it by 2, by 4, or by 3, which is what a triplet is. You get a sextuplet, which is divided by 6. Now, when you do the alternating of hand, hand, foot, foot, with sextuplets, going through the entire range, all the way to the end of the bar, you create what's known as a 6/4 pulse. Typically called a counter rhythm. You can call it a polyrhythm if you want it. I don't really care. It's not really right. But called a counter rhythm. If you're unfamiliar with what a counter rhythm or a polyrhythm is, I have a video that'll explain 6/4. So, if you're not familiar with that 6/4 mindset or that pulse, you may have a little bit of trouble with this. So here I'm going to give you a demonstration of it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting the metronome to the quarter note. I'm going to be doing, similar to the way I demonstrated quads in the last one, I'm going to be playing the 6 pattern, pop, 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 over top of the quarter note pattern in the polyrhythmic or counter-rhythmic fashion, then switching to the quad. So I'll be playing it on the snare at first. When you get comfortable with it on the snare, and then move it around the drums. So here's my demonstration of that. So just like these 16th and 32nd notes, that could also be done with one foot. So with your foot, one foot, lead foot. Okay, so triplets. Triplets create a 3/4 counter rhythm. If you're not familiar with 3/4, there it is. This one is quite a bit harder, especially when you're doing it slow. A little bit easier to do it fast. Actually, more practical to do it fast. Doing it slow is kind of redundant anyway, because again, these fall into the same trap as you fall into with the 16th notes and the 32nd notes. Certain speeds are too slow, certain speeds are way too fast. You really need to determine what your speeds are that you want to do it. So for instance, I have it written here. For sextuplets, my comfort zone, or what I liked or thought it sounded good, was 120 to 170. For triplets, it was 150 to 250. So you got quite a range there for the triplets. Any slower than that, and it can kind of be a little bit draggy. You'll have a tendency of accidentally slowing down, and it could actually, regardless of whether you slow down, it can cause everybody else in the band to, especially when you're doing counter rhythms, because counter rhythms don't follow the initial pulse that they may already be facing. So, okay, so doing it triplet wise, it creates a 3/4 pattern. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Again, keep it on the snare and then move it around to the toms. And use metronome. So, a good exercise to familiarize yourself and to develop speed and control is to combine them. So, we're going to be going from sextuplets in one bar to triplets in the other bar. So, combine the two. So, this one you're actually going to be removing. You're going to be going half. Start here, cut in half, boom. The next bar. Obviously, use a metronome. Now, the way you determine the tempo, again, you want to take whatever the range was that you discovered. I suggest you try to find your own range. You can use my ranges. And the ranges were like the 120 to 170 for the triplets. No, sorry, that was for the sextuplets. And then 150 to 250 for the triplets. Find the common number in there, so whatever the two common ranges are, and use those. It might be like 20 or 30 beats per minute, but why not? Try them all, get comfortable with it, check out my demonstration, and so now we're going to combine them with grooves. So we're going to be taking a bar of beat, keep it simple, and then make it difficult, and then switch to the sextuplets. Now, one thing that you want to get comfortable with is playing regular eighth notes and then switching to the sixth feel. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2. Get comfortable with that, and then try to apply it around. Stick with the snare at first and then move it around. Keep it simple. Okay, so again we have the problem of how to resolve it. Now these ones are a little bit easier to resolve because you're not really going as fast as if you're playing 32nd notes or 16th notes. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. Yeah, I do know why, but I'm not going to explain it. So anyway, for the sextuplets, I'm going to do the force resolve, which is where I do like the fill, kind of at the end, even though it is already fill. So you're going to be doing the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, boom. It's some kind of way of just ending it where you're taking the feet out, so that way you're able to resolve it with a bass drum on beat 1 of the next bar. So check out my demonstration. So that was a forced resolve. Now we're going to do a natural resolve, or an artificial resolve. So that way we're able to get into the next bar of beat, it will be, smoothly. We're going to use the triplets, that's what we're doing now. We're going to use the triplets to get into this, because again, the resolve can depend on how fast you're going. If you're going too fast, you may not be able to do the required to resolve it naturally. So again, before you start with the triplets, try playing your eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3, and then switch to the 3/4. Ba, 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 do, 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 do. Make sure that you're comfortable with that, and then do the triplets. So check out my demonstration. I'm going to do a natural resolve. I'm going to try to, and enjoy it. So all this depends on the range of speed that they work with. Again, if it's too slow, it sounds like crap. If it's too fast, it sounds like crap. You want to try to find your range of what you like. The beauty thing about sextuplets and triplets are they can fill in the gaps where 16th notes and 16th notes and 32nd notes don't necessarily work. You might be playing that certain tempo where 32nd note is just a little bit too fast, either too fast to play or it sounds like kite, or the 32nd or the 16th notes are just too slow and it's really awkward. So sometimes you'll see, and this works with double bass as well, when you're just playing like a double bass roll. It all depends on what tempo you're playing, and you'll hear that a lot, especially in metal music, where they're playing that certain tempo that just doesn't sound good when you're playing 32nd notes or 16th notes. So you have to add those sextuplets and triplets, because it kind of fills in that little gap. And you'll learn that, you just got to combine them. And you can combine, like we did with the sextuplets and triplets, you can combine them with the 16th notes and the 32nd notes. So you're going 16, 32, sextuplets, triplets, 16, 32, sextuplets, triplets, whatever. Just do it. Why not? It's fun. So that's all for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me through the contact section at claytonskinner.com, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, doesn't really matter. Hope to hear from you. See you next time.